Let me be your healer.
𝗖𝗵cie and environs is about 4 or 5 million people, which feels like a decent-sized city. But within China, that's on the small side. Chongqing and environs is 34 million people, which my dad looked up last night is the size of the country of Austria. And the differences of a small city and big city in China are similar to the differences in your country. The big city maybe has better resources, better hospitals, more universities, more expats, if that's a thing you're looking for. For us, Chongqing kind of represents more opportunity. The smart, artsy people of 𝗖𝗵cie tend to leave to go to smart, artsy places, one of them being Chongqing, so we're hoping to find people with artistic ambition. Funnily enough, 𝗖𝗵cie and Chongqing are kind of the same shape. They have like this rhino horn peninsula in the center with the two rivers that converge, and then the city spreads out from there. And Chongqing used to technically be part of Sichuan, so flavor profile ways we're not straying too far. Actually, Chongqing hot pot is our favorite hot pot, don't tell Chengdu. So culturally, we're not anticipating that big a difference. It's just like a 3-hour move up the road. It's just bigger. I heard someone call 𝗖𝗵cie Little Chongqing, and we've been joking that Chongqing is actually Big 𝗖𝗵cie. A kind of generalized difference between the big city and the small town in China is the big cities are much more modern in noticeable ways. Like 𝗖𝗵cie, the kids still wear those split crotch pants, which like in Shanghai would get you kind of dirty looks. Or like having livestock on your porch that you're gonna eat later. I mean, that's definitely done still in 𝗖𝗵cie. I don't think that's done in bigger cities as much. And I'm not sure that's part of the adventure. What will Chongqing be like in that regards? Because we are still out in the middle of the country. It'd be flyover territory if anybody wanted to go to the west of China. The obvious foreigner choice for foreigners who moved to not the coast, not the East Coast, usually is Chengdu, which we like Chengdu. But Chongqing just has like a scrappy, messy spark, which is what we liked about 𝗖𝗵cie too. And if 𝗖𝗵cie had an arts college, we'd probably stay forever, to be honest. So it'll be interesting to see what it's like there. My instinct has always been, like if I see a large group of people heading this way, I want to head off this way to see what that's all about. And sometimes I find some hidden gems. Often I find something that's overlooked and then I have all to myself because everybody else went this way. But sometimes everybody's going this way because the thing we all want is over this way. So we'll see. We'll see if Chongqing is that hidden gem or like, you went the wrong way, lady. Didn't you see everyone was going this way? But you know, 34 million people live there, and that's nothing to sneeze at. There's always danger in moving. One of the people I interviewed with, looking at my resume and my life history, was like, you spent 10 years in journalism, then you left New York, then you spent 10 years in 𝗖𝗵cie. What are you doing? Why did you leave the first time and why are you leaving now? And I think like 10 years is time. 10 years and then it's just time to go. And I think I gave an okay enough answer, but the real answer is like, it's just time. It's time to see something else. I like exploring at a very slow pace, but I like to be on the move. When we did a unit in middle school on city versus countryside, we always used to like ask the kids which they preferred, and they would all say countryside, no matter where they were from. And the number one reason would be like the fresh air and the lack of noise. And I mean, I readily admit that it is lovely to spend time in the fresh air with a lack of noise. And in fact, when I was little, I lived in New York City for kindergarten, and when we moved out, I was like, thank God it was so noisy there. But as an adult, I tend to prefer the action, and the action comes with noise, so I'm a reluctant city girl. I think all city people are like to complain about living in a city, but that's part of the fun. There's high-speed rail finally coming to Luzhou in the summer. And I always tend to leave places just before those projects get finished. Like, we're also supposed to get a subway soon. And I lived on the Upper East Side just as the 2nd Avenue subway was getting finished. But before it was finished, I moved to Brooklyn. And like, in talking about it, because we did talk about what if we stay in Luzhou and just like take the train up to Chongqing more weekends. But I think I want to be where the action is. I don't want to visit where the action is. So maybe we'll take the train back to Luzhou. So we've lived in the city for 10 years, and we've actually come to this neighborhood quite a lot, but we've never walked down this street. And it's gorgeous. It's so cute. I think change of plans, we're gonna live here now. You know, on second thought, we have actually looked into buying a hutong, and in reality, it doesn't seem all that comfortable. Like, there's no heat, everything's one room and a big stone. It's possible the bathroom's outside. I'm not built for old-fashioned life. What's the T1 speed out here? Do they have a T1 line? I don't know. When we lived in Lijiang, I did teach classes to a family that had an old-style hutong in the old town that was definitely like refurbished. It was like the rich person version of a simple, humble old hutong, and they had like modern glass buildings around a beautifully landscaped courtyard, and it was like the $60 million dream of what this actually is. So maybe one day when we're rich artists. We've visited Chongqing many times and we like it a lot, but we definitely don't know it as well as Luzhou. And that's kind of like what's inspiring the move, is we'd like to get to know it better. That's what moving is. Hello, bird. Hello, bird. So the fantasy is living in a whole village that is like this. And actually, one street over is a major road, and then the next street over is the highway back into the city. So there's just this one street. And we know from living in Lijiang that we actually hate this. Gonna get a little bit of this section.